All right, we're back, everybody. Um, just trying to get back into it, doing some more drawing this stream, and hopefully get back to a regular schedule for streaming. I know it's been a while. I'm like scared to look and see how long it's been, because I'm sure it's embarrassing. But I'm hopefully in a better place where I can start streaming again more regularly, and I have some projects in mind, not just for art, but maybe for streaming some games and stuff. I'd like to get back into that as well. But for today, I'm going to be working on inking this drawing of one of the Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus. And it's one of my favorite games. Sometimes I'll come back to it. I really dug it since when it first came out. I dug all the designs for all the Colossus, the monsters, and all that. It's just a pretty unique, cool game. So I've sort of challenged myself to maybe try to draw all the Colossus. I did one the other day. What was the name? Oh, the game developers gave these Colossus nicknames, but they're kind of plain sounding. Like I think this one like is Minotaur 1, and then there's Minotaur 2 and Minotaur 3. But then, and this guy, I think it's just called Mammoth for the game developer. But then the fans kind of made like their own nicknames. And it's sort of a rumor that they were like unofficial names that the developers gave them, but I think it's just fan names. And I kind of like them a little better. So like this one, the fan name is like Valis, and then the Mammoth one here, the fan name is Quadratus. And that's not my favorite name of them, but I think it's kind of a cooler name than Mammoth. And really, if you're gonna give this one a nickname based off an animal, this looks more like a bull than a mammoth. I don't know why they chose mammoth, but anyway, I'm gonna get into inking this piece here, and I'll try to talk through it, talk through the steps that I go through. And I'm playing the game soundtrack in the background. Hopefully you guys can hear that. So hopefully this won't get DMCA'd or like muted over the audio or whatever for the playback. I post all the old live streams on my YouTube channel, which you can find links for, or if you just look up Art of Rage on YouTube, all my links below the stream. But I'm mostly just at Art of Rage on most social media like Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. But anyway, let's get into it. And if you guys have any questions or anything, I'll be watching the chat as best I can. Hopefully my internet won't cut out, because it occasionally does that. If my internet does cut out, it takes about 2 or 3 minutes for it to reset, and then I'll come back live. So stick around for that. Because I'll sign off when I'm like officially closing this out today. But that's a lot of talking. Let's get into it. And I'm just using just like a writing pen. I really like this Uniball Vision, the fine drawing pen. I just always really liked how the ink flowed. And I sort of had in mind to have these kind of sketchier and looser, not as tight inks. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It might be hard to tell, but I wanted this to be sort of sketchy and loose. Or at least these drawings to be sketchy and loose. So I'm just going with a regular like drawing pen. It's not, or not drawing pen, writing pen. It's not like a drawing pen. Anyway, let's get into it. Like, I'm not pressing down very hard, just keeping it kind of loose, light. Although I have to be careful, the ink for it doesn't dry very fast, so I got to be careful where my hand goes. I'm not smearing. Yeah, I'm not smearing it. And I'm mostly starting with the face here because it's like the main focal point. And because I'm right-handed, I usually start from like left to right, top to bottom. So I'm less likely to smear the inks with my hand. If I like started down here and then went up here, I might, smear the inks possibly. And this is going to smear the pencil lines a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. What I kind of like about these designs is a mix of how they look like statues come to life, but they also have like fur and almost like bones coming out of them. It's like a mix of designs that I thought were kind of cool. Almost like living monuments come to life. And in the game, you use like the fur and what else? Like the stone ledges and stuff like that to climb up the Colossus. Or they call them Colossi in the game. But you use all that to climb up the Colossus and defeat them by stabbing your magic sword into these weak spots. And like for this guy, one of his weak spots is up on his head, which I thought about including, but I didn't think it was necessary. In the game, the weak spot only appears once you're like near it, like when you're standing on it with your character. So I didn't want to. I don't think it was necessary to draw it in here. Okay. I'll come back to the horn here. Again, I'm sort of trying to keep it kind of loose and sketchy. Not too tight. I'm not too worried if I make a mistake so much. Probably not going to go back and like fix stuff with whiteout or the white pen or nothing. I actually spent longer than I was expecting just on the drawing part. I wanted to stream that, but I kept going back and forth with the proportions of the head and the perspective and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to make it look like you're standing like at the front poof of this thing, like looking up at it. I'm not sure if I got the scale right to what I had in my head, but I I redid like the head and the angle like 2 or 3 times, and I just sort of settled on this. I thought like this works. I gotta move on. And I like this kind of design because it has these like tusk teeth. It's almost like he's wearing like some cool like hockey mask or something. And I remember this game kind of left like an impression on me because the first time I played it. Oh, hi, Yellow Beans. Thanks for saying it looks amazing. How is your day going? Appreciate you stopping by. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I first played a demo of this game at like a Best Buy or something. Like in like 2005 or something when it first came out. And the demo is just the first level. You're just off to sleep in a bit. Okay. Well, I hope you get good night's rest. Again, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna try to be working on more of these Colossus. Like I did one already. I'll show you. I didn't do this one on stream, but I'm gonna try to draw all the Colossus from the game and try to stream as much of it as I can. But this is a completed one, and now I'm just working on this second one here. So if you want to follow me here, you can get updates and notifications when I go live and all that. You know all that jazz. But I do plan on doing more of these in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll get through all of them. Like I was saying, it's one of my favorite games. Left kind of an impression on me when I first played it. So I hope to, yeah, like I said, draw more of these. And I hope you come back. Like I said, I hope you have a good night. Or if you want to stick around a bit, I won't stop you. And if anybody else watching has any questions or anything, I'll keep an eye on chat and try to answer as best I can. I try to talk through the process as well. But like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, okay. Let me get back to my story. So, yeah, the first time I played this, it was a demo at like a Best Buy or something. And it was really cool because like the whole game is just you. It's like the first game where every level is just a boss fight. Like it's just a whole game of just boss fights, which is, at the time was just like a really cool idea. And it's just cool because like each boss fight you're having to like climb them and discover their weak points and bring them down. And the demo is actually you're fighting this guy in the demo. But yeah, it looked really unique. I like the art style, the design of the monsters again. One thing that really struck out, it was like the first game I saw that had like motion blur with the camera. So when you would rotate the camera, like the background would actually blur, like in real life, or if it was a real camera. I don't think I'd ever seen that in a game before, and that I remember that really surprised me, and I thought was cool. But also the animation for your character Wander and his horse Aggro, the animation was really good. Like it was the best, horse animation and some of the best human animation I'd seen in the game as well. So that stuck with me. And I don't think I did eventually play it. I don't think I played it right when it came out. I might have been like a year or two after it came out. And it was super fun. Some of the bosses were kind of frustrating. Some of them I had to look up how you're supposed to beat them. Because they are boss battles, but they're more like solving puzzles. Like it's puzzle solving to figure out how to defeat these monsters. And I think there's 16 or 18 total. I've also enjoyed watching like a lot of behind the scenes videos that people have done where they looked up like interviews with the creators, and stories from them. Like originally they planned to have like 48 Colossus, which would have been crazy. Would have been awesome, but golly, that would have been a big game. And then I think they decided to do like half of that, like 24. And then they still sort of like brought it down to the final 16 or 18. Which is fine. I still think it's like a full game. It would have been cool to have more. I'm trying to follow this one group. I think they're called Beyond the Forbidden Lands, where they are trying to recreate the Lost Colossus battles that were cut from the final game, based off like old screenshots and old stories from the original developers, what they had in mind. And I don't know how far they are on it. I think you can get like a demo of some of them. I'm also playing the soundtrack, hopefully because it's not copywritten, but also because it's like the theme of what I'm drawing, but it's also a really good soundtrack. I think it's probably one of the most unique and memorable game soundtracks out there. Okay. I don't want to add too much detail. This isn't a huge drawing. There's just some hints of like cracks and all the stonework and stuff. Should be good. Okay. Okay. There's that. And originally I kind of drew the outline of the horns, kind of smooth, but try to do it. I don't know if you can see it. Just a little wobbly, a little textured there, because the horns actually are gonna have like I don't know what you call them, rings or ribs or whatever, and it'll kind of make more sense here in a second. One of the horns is like broken off somehow. Another thing I like about this game is you kind of have to make up your own backstory for a lot of it. The game kind of throws you in at what I think is like the beginning of the second act of the story. Like, if a story has like 3 acts, normally there's like a beginning, middle, and third act. This game kind of throws you in at the beginning of the second act, so that you kind of have to come up with the backstory for a lot of it, just based off clues. There's not a lot of dialogue in the game. You kind of just start as like this young like warrior character that's trying to save this one girl's soul. He tries to do that by going to these forbidden lands with this demon godlike creature called Dorman. Tells him like, okay, he could save this girl, but he has to destroy these Colossus. And you don't know why they're forbidden at first. You kind of learn a little more later on. But you still really don't learn like how all this kicked off. Let's see. So I sort of have a light source. It's mostly just coming straight from above. So the shadows underneath the horns are going to be right underneath them, you know, with the brightest part on the top. Um, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. We add a little texture to this here, just to break it up a bit. But yeah, this thing lost its horn somehow, and you don't really know how. Like, did it fight one of the other Colossus? Was it born that way? A lot of really fun, like, clues to backstory. Okay. Next, I guess I'll start working my way down. Like, he has these weird, like, bone plate things sticking out of his shoulders and his back, and some like stone elements on his back. Just kind of like a cool mix of design choices, I think. Anyway. And not all of it's covered with fur. Some of it's like skin, but like segmented. But like his chest has like these little plate things sticking out. These little segments. Okay. And one way I help dry this ink is I'll just take a dusting brush and just brush over it lightly, because it pushes air across it. And even though I'm touching the paper, it rarely will smear the ink. Like, it doesn't apply enough pressure to smear the ink, but it will allow for air to push across it and help dry it quicker. Okay, so Okay. And I'm trying to add the fur texture where there would be more shadow, like underneath here. And there's also just like random like plates on like his legs, hind legs and stuff like that. It's just kind of a cool design choice. I was watching in like researching this, I was watching some like really early footage of like an early version of the game where they had like a character like this, but it looked more like just a big skeleton with some fur on it. And there's still sort of some elements like that, but I'm glad they kind of went away from that for the most part. Like it just looked like a big furry skeleton mammoth. But yeah, I think this design is a bit better. I'll try to bring it up here. I'm trying to show that he's sort of like stomping into the ground a little bit. Try to move this. Okay, that's a little better. And again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat. But I'll try to talk through the process as best I can too. Okay, I think that's one leg done. Okay. We'll work on this leg here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add some shadows to the head. A little bit. This sort of sounds like he's fighting against Dracula or something. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that adds a little more depth to it. I don't want to fool around with it too much. Okay. All right. Okay. Um. There we go. So yeah, same thing with this one. I'm trying to show that he's like sort of stomping down. With his foot. Okay, that's enough. And the hooves, they are sort of segmented, sort of like toes almost, but they didn't have like a really solid line in between them. There's sort of like a groove in between them. So I'm not doing like a solid line in between each toe hoof thing. That's what these are here. You guys can see that. Okay. Okay. What is next? Next, I'll finish up this leg arm thing. Maybe I'll start up here. I'll get this other like shoulder plate thing. And like I said, I'm trying to make sure I'm watching that I don't go offline, because sometimes my internet goes offline for a couple minutes. If that happens, just stick around or come back in about 2 or 3 minutes, and it will it'll be back on. Next, maybe I'll work up here and work my way down. Okay. Yeah, he sort of has like these protruding back plates. Yeah, that's fine. And then some coming back here. Yeah, just some other like plate stone ledges on the back here. And then the back hoof. Okay. Okay, I don't want to mess around with it too much. It could end up taking away from it if you just fiddle with it too much. I'm gonna hit it with the dusting brush just to air it out, dry some of the ink. I'm gonna add some shadows down here. And just sort of a shadow under the head here. Okay, I think that's all right. Next, what do I want to do next? Or we just do the ground line here. And I wanted it, the camera to sort of look like it's at an angle, looking up at this guy. That's why I like the bridge is at such an extreme angle. I thought doing that kind of helps make it seem like the creature's bigger. Like you're looking down, you're looking up at it from below. That was the idea. Okay. And I'll do a shadow underneath it. Okay, I think that's all right. Another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and like thicken the outlines so he stands out from the background a little more. And actually, you know what? I'm going to probably put this pen away and get like a thinner pen for the background details. I want to make sure they don't overpower the foreground character. I want the details in the background to be really light. So I'll grab a thinner pen for that. Okay. I also threw up some birds up here, just cause. To put something in the sky. I didn't want to do clouds. Even though there are a lot of clouds in that game. Okay. Yeah, I'll try this Faber-Castell Pit pen. The extra small. I think that'll work. Ooh, might be low on ink. Okay. Let me try. I might have a different one. This one might be low on ink. Maybe not. I also think this paper isn't really great for the pit pens. That might be part of it too. You know, I'll give it another shot. Because I don't have any others. Or you know what? Let me try the one size up just to see. Let's see how it works. I'm just doing some texture on the ground just to get a feel for the pen, really. This one might work. This one might be fine. I was gonna have this sort of canyon, this wall, this canyon kind of continue over here, but I might not need it. I'll continue it. Okay. Now, the bridge. Let me hit this with the brush again, so I don't smear any ink. The bridge I was a little nervous about, just because like the perspective with like these arches is kind of hard to do. Just by hand. I didn't use really any rulers, except for maybe outlining the top of the bridge and this guy. The rest of it, I'm just sort of fudging, just going by eye. So, okay. And I'm not going to use a ruler to rule out even the straight lines. You know, I don't want the background details to be too sharp. I want them to, you know, just sort of not overpower the foreground character. I'm just being like really light with all the details back here. I'm trying to do them too perfect. Just hints of details. Just enough so people get the idea. You can sort of see there, just lightly inking in like the segments for the stones and stuff. Okay. And I'll try to, once I'm done with this, I'll give you guys another close-up view. And this is just on regular like sketchbook paper. I wanted to keep all this, you know, loose and sketchy. As much as I can. Because when you do that, I think it also kind of feels like it's more in motion. If it's not super tight. And again, kind of going back to that motion blur thing. Okay, I think we're getting there. And again, I'm just sort of eyeballing the perspective, just trying to keep everything as, you know, uniform as I can, but just loosely inking it in. Okay. And actually having all the perspective of like these curved stone blocks uniform was it's actually pretty tricky, especially just doing it by hand. Okay. That's sort of one set of pillars. And what I'm also going to do is just add a thicker outline to the foreground character to help him stand out from the background as well. But I'll finish doing these and then we'll do that. If you're just joining us, I'm inking a drawing I did of a character called character from a game called Shadow of the Colossus. Like this Colossus has a couple different names. Like just the regular name is just Mammoth, but like the fan given name is Quadratus. And I kind of like the fan given names a little better. But I'm gonna keep working on this here. If you guys have any questions or anything, I'll be keeping an eye on chat and trying to talk through the process as best I can as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is the trickiest part, is getting these like stone arches and getting all the perspective of all the blocks to make sense. Okay. With some here. Okay. A couple more here. We'll almost be done. Oh. Excuse me. Getting a little tired. Luckily we're almost done with this guy. Okay. And I kind of like this bridge design because I don't think it would actually work in real life. Like having just the arches go one way and just come down. And then the next arch, like the there's nothing really stopping these stones from just like pushing forward or falling down. Kind of a funny design to me. But you know, the in-game canon is like the bridge is held up by magic or something. So it's not really like physics holding it up. Okay. There's those. Oh boy. Oops. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the desk too much. The camera rig I have is kind of sensitive. If I move it around too much, it might just fall down. I want to be careful. Anyway. Let's see. Okay, almost done with this pillar here. Okay. Oh boy. It's mostly good. It's adding a little texture. Some of this. Oh, and up here. What about these? Little bits of texture. I wonder if I should add a shadow underneath the bridge. I don't know. I feel like then I would have to add shadows underneath each of these too. I might just leave that. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that other pen. We're almost done here. I'm gonna draw on these birds up here. There we go. Okay. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of thicker outline to this guy here to help him stand out from the background. And around the head, definitely around the head here. Like I said, this is mostly the focal point of this guy's head. I want to make sure that stands out pretty well. Okay. Sorry, buddy. Hang on. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Every now and then I'll get spam. I just had to block that guy, or bot, or whatever it was. Yeah, just thickening up the outline of the head and face here. Okay. You can see that definitely helps it. Helps it out there. Okay. And then also add like a little outline of this foreground hoof to help that stand out. Make sure I'm not smearing anything. You know, I have another pen that would be good for this. I don't know if these are like new pens or I'm just now discovering, but these microns, they now have a size 10 and a size 12. Well, before I think the biggest was maybe like 5 or 8. So like you can almost see like just how thick that is, which is pretty crazy. I'm gonna try using this guy. So far it's all right. Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. A little easier than the other one. Yeah, I think this is a little easier. than what I was using before, or what I was doing before. Okay. Almost done here, guys. Okay. I think that's pretty much good. Yeah, I don't think I need anything else. So this is the finished piece. I gotta erase all the pencil lines. But appreciate you guys stopping by. Be sure to follow me here on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. All the links are below. You know the drill. Share, like, subscribe. I'm gonna be posting these on my YouTube channel. You can see all the old live streams there. And I'm gonna try to do. My goal would be to like draw all the Colossus from the game, just because you know I'm a big fan of the game. I don't know how long that'll take me. Each one of these pieces take me about a couple hours. I'd like to be able to do them like in one sitting, like one per day. So maybe I'll streamline my process or something. But, yeah, here is Valis, or Minotaur A or 1 or something from the game, and then here is Quadratus, or Mammoth, from Shadow of the Colossus. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'll try to raid someone. Let me see who else is on this time of night that I follow. Give me 1 second. Oh. I'm glad my internet didn't cut out midstream. I'll try throwing it to Paulie here. Looks like he's playing The Last of Us. So stick around for that. Trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I'm gonna raid Paulie here. I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow around the same time. Probably start working on the next one, which I think is either the night or the big bird thing. So if you follow me here, you'll get notifications on that. You'll see when I'm live. All that good stuff. So let me set up this raid here. Stick around for that. And we'll see you next time.